Hi there. In a world where nothing is certain, that means anything is possible, right? If you want to fulfill your dreams and desires, you are in the right place. You absolutely can have a life of happiness. Everyone deserves an abundance of love, laughter, success, health, and wealth. I'm Tara Chadzakis, and you're listening to the Happy, Inspired, Motivated podcast. The show that brings you meditation, mindset, and motivation. So start by giving yourself permission to be awesome. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hi, and welcome to this episode of Happy, Inspired, Motivated. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a really good mood, you're high vibing and everything's going really well, that things just seem so effortless and you feel happier inside and things just seem to get better? They go from good to great. And if you're in a really low energy and you're unhappy, then things just compound and things just seem to get worse. It's like when, you feel as though you haven't got any money in the bank and you get more bills through the post and, you need new tires on your car and whatever else. And there's all sorts of stuff that just seem to go wrong. And we say in the law of attraction, that like attracts like, or like reflects like. And what you focus on is what you bring into your reality. But here's another way of looking at that. So with this new 5D energy that's going around, you've heard me talk about it. And things are changing and shifting really rapidly. And people are experiencing, apart from faster manifestations, they're also experiencing lots of divine downloads or intuition or ideas come into them that, that suddenly just seem to come out of the blue because they're attracting these ideas into them, into their reality, into their minds. And we all have access to that intuition and those ideas every single time that we connect energetically with the universe and not just focus on our inner world, as in what we know and what we think we know about the world and our reality around us. So one of my divine downloads that came last year, actually, at the end of last year. So I was focusing on trying to be really present and being open to the new energy that's coming around, or that is around us, should I say. And, I was working on this a lot, especially before bed, and allowing myself to be open to new possibilities. So before I was going to sleep, I was saying to the universe, I'm open to receiving new ideas, new possibilities, new opportunities, or whatever it is that I need. Allow it to come to me during my sleep and be present when I wake up. And on one particular night, when I did that, the next morning, I had the word baseball in my head. And I had no idea why I had that in there. But I meditated on it and I thought about what it actually meant to me. And, I don't know. I've never been to a baseball game. I mean, in England, it's more of a sport for girls and we call it rounders. So it's very, very similar to baseball, although it's not a big sport that people play. We play it in school. So baseball to me it's not about the rules of the game. It's the batting of the balls. That's what comes to mind when I think about baseball, not hitting home runs or any of those things. It's more about the actual ball and the bat and the physical energy required to hit that ball away as far as possible. And that's the whole aim of the game, isn't it? So somebody throws you this ball, you've got your bat, you whack it out of the park and you get it as far away as possible so that you can run around in a circle and get back to where you were before anybody gets you out. So I started thinking about how baseballs come into my mind when I'm thinking about the law of attraction. And I came up with something brand new. As far as I'm aware, nobody has talked about this before because, I searched for it on the internet just in case it was somebody else and I'd come across it and that's why it was in my mind. I couldn't find anything about the baseball method. So I'm guessing it's something new. So how I see the law of attraction using my baseball method is basically that let's say we have a basket or two baskets of baseballs. And on one basket, we write negative thoughts or beliefs or feelings It can be limiting beliefs. It can be feelings of unhappiness, feelings that we're not worthy, that we're not good enough, that we don't deserve things, feelings and thoughts about how things always go wrong and we never manage to get ahead in life and people don't like us, or we're not good enough for this relationship or that promotion or to earn that kind of salary. So all of these things that come up for you, you're too fat, you're too thin, you're too old, you're too young. Little girls should be seen and not heard, or you've got to work hard for your money. Look at those people. Who do they think they are? Filthy rich, and all of these negatives that we have. So we write these on our baseballs and put them all in one negative basket. Now, in the other basket, we're going to write all the positives. So all the good things. Now, if you have good feelings and good situations, you can write them in there. I'm a great coach. I'm a great friend. I'm a good listener. I'm a good mom. I make people feel good. I take care of myself. Some of the things that we've written in the negative basket. So we can write the opposites on the on the positive baseballs. We can write, I'm so deserving of this new increase in my salary. I am growing my business and I am so deserving of everything that brings to me. I feel abundant. I love my dream house. I deserve to be heard. Work is easy. I love money. Money comes to me easily. Money flows easily. All of the good things are going to go written on those baseballs and put into the positive basket. Now, thinking back to what I said about, hitting it out of the park. So somebody throws these balls at you, and let's say you give your baskets to the universe, and the universe picks up the first basket, which is the negative ones, and starts throwing these balls at you. And these are as they're coming to you, think of these as thoughts coming to you or feelings that you have. So they're coming into your life. So you've got your baseball bat and you're whacking them out of the park and you're trying to get rid of them and you're hitting them as far away as you can. You're really going and focusing on hitting these balls as far away from you as possible because you want to get rid of them. And we do that in life. We have these negative thoughts and feelings and situations and things that we tell ourselves, these negative mind scripts. And we focus a lot of our energy on trying to get rid of them. I don't want to feel like this, so I'm going to focus on getting rid of this feeling, or I don't like this situation, so I'm going to focus on getting out of this situation, getting this situation away from me. So we spend all our energy and our focus on these negative baseballs. But as I said, when you're going forward in your future, it seems to compound. So, you've worked really hard at trying to get rid of this negativity, but the stuff keeps coming back and you get more of it. As I said, your bills, if one of your baseballs was debt, and you've hit this ball away and you've knocked it like miles and miles out of the park, and you're so pleased with yourself, you've done that. And then suddenly you get 4 more baseballs. You feel like you've got 4 more baseballs coming back to you with more debt. So extra bills and all sorts of stuff and unhappiness with that. And I think the shift has to be that we're not hitting them away. So let's say we're focusing on the basket of positive baseballs and they're being thrown at you and you don't really want to knock them out of the park because you like them. You want to hold them and you want to keep them with you. And you want this feeling to envelope you and be really happy. And all these positive, good things are going to come to you. So the balls are coming in and you're not hitting them. You're catching them and you're keeping them with you. And you're kind of like hoarding them. So you've got this massive pile of good vibe baseballs next to you that you've hoarded and you've kept here. But what if every time you hit a baseball, hit one of these negatives or positives, what if you're not batting it away? What if you're actually just hitting it into the future? So as you bat that ball away, it's not going away from you. It's just going away from this present moment in time and it's landing somewhere in the future. And as you're walking or you're going on your journey through the future, those baseballs are still there. So all the negative baseballs that you've hit out of the park, as you're leaving that park and you're walking, you're going to see your baseballs and you're going to come across them. And all the baseballs that you didn't want, that you've hit away, are there in front of you. And you keep coming across them the further you walk into your future. And all the good ones that you kept back at the baseball park are not there anymore because all you can see in your future are these negative baseballs. So what if we stopped focusing on hitting those baseballs away? What if we stopped focusing on getting rid of the negativity in our life and we just switched our focus to the positives? So when something negative comes into your life, you catch it, this negative baseball comes back to you, you catch it, you accept that you have this negativity here right now, and then you put it down. And then a positive one comes back to you and you knock that out of the park, but you're knocking that into the future. So as you're going forward, it's like people say, people say pay it forward. And, you say, do something kind, buy somebody a coffee in the coffee shop behind you, or give somebody a compliment or something, or do something good for somebody else or yourself. And that could be, the work that you do and the effort that you're putting into your work right now that's going to change somebody's life in the future. So you're doing that now and you're paying it forward. You're hitting that positivity into your future. And you might not see the results of that positive action just yet, or that positive thought just yet, but it's landed in your future. And as you're going forward, you're going to catch up with it and you're going to see it and it's going to be there and you're going to come across it again. So just to sort of clarify that a little bit more, just in case you're thinking, what the hell are you talking about, Tara? So we've got these baseballs, negatives and positives. We're not hitting the negatives out of the park anymore. We're catching them, we're accepting them, we're feeling into them, and then we're putting them down. Then we are focusing on the positive baseballs. And they're the ones that we're hitting into the future. They're the ones that we're hitting out of the park. So when we leave the baseball park, all the negative ones are on the floor where you left them. And the further away you walk from them, the easier it is to forget about them and stop focusing on them because you've left them behind. And as you're walking out of the park and you're walking down the street and your baseballs are there because they've landed there, you're coming across the positives and you're choosing to focus on them instead because they're the ones that are in your path right now. They're the ones that you're seeing as you're walking along. You're coming across the happy feeling. You're coming across the lots of love or a loving relationship or great business or abundant lifestyle. So all of these things that are on your positive baseballs that you've hit away, you've hit into the future and you're coming across them. So looking at doing that, looking at focusing on those negatives when they arrive, feeling into them, not just ignoring them, allowing the feelings to come up so that you can put that baseball down and start focusing on the positive baseballs, because we can't just switch off. We can't just grab the baseball and put it down. We have to be able to feel it. We have to understand why we're feeling it. And that's, a lot of limiting beliefs come up when we're doing inner work. When I'm working with my clients, we look at the limiting beliefs that they have and where they came from. And we don't just say, okay, that was a limiting belief and we put it to one side. We look at it. We accept that feeling. We accept that we've allowed that feeling to shape our lives to some degree. But then we have to let it go. We have to release that baseball. We have to release that negativity, that limiting belief, and then switch our focus to the positives and maybe see what came out of the negative baseball and how that's reflected in a good one, in a positive one. And the shifts that you can have from having this new mindset, from having this new analogy of the law of attraction, the shifts can be quite phenomenal. For me personally, for example, I've just started working with a new coach. She lives over in LA. I'm so excited that I'm working with her. She's just absolutely amazing. And we've been working on releasing some of my negativity, some of my limiting beliefs and things that have been holding me back. So we have been focusing on me catching those negative baseballs, examining them, accepting them, acknowledging them, and then putting them down and allowing them to stay behind me as I walk forward in my future. And I had quite a connected moment actually yesterday. So, we're all connected. We are all one energetically, spiritually. And I was walking in the park with my dog yesterday, and she's not really a big fan of things like balls. So keeping on the theme of balls, obviously, she's not a fan of balls, but if you throw her one, she'll chase it. She loves them. She'll get there and she'll be like, so she's perfect for this. Actually, she'll get there and she'll be like, okay, I've seen it. I'm going to ignore it now. And I'm going to walk away. So my dog is actually really on this law of attraction baseball method. My God, I hadn't thought about that fantastic, well done, pumpkin. So, if you throw her balls, she's not really that bothered. She'll look, she'll walk away. So I don't take balls to the park with me. There's a lot of dogs out there and their owners are throwing balls and the dogs are bringing them back and the dogs bringing them back. And Pumpkin's just really not interested. So I was walking through the park and, obviously there are leaves on the floor because of the time of year. And there are lots of leaves on one part of the park that I walk. There always are. And I walk through them and I kick them with my feet because I like the sound of the leaves moving, crunching, and I like to see them moving. But yesterday I was feeling in a really dancey state. I'd hugged my tree that I always hug when I go to the park, and I felt really alive and more energetic than normal. And I've been tapping into the old dancer that I used to be. And that was something that came in my coaching session with my new coach. So I've been tapping into that dancing side of me, the elegant, the graceful, the beautiful feminine side of me. And I was kind of dancing through the leaves and they were jumping. I was kicking them quite high and I was, my arms were floating around. There was nobody there to see me, to be honest. But if they had been, I wouldn't have worried because I was in such a good mood and I was really enjoying the moment. And it would have probably been quite nice for you to see me because they may have joined in and they may have, got some of my good vibe energy. So we were walking through the leaves and I was kicking them up and Pumpkin was going absolutely crazy. She was jumping up, she was chasing the leaves, she was looking back at me ready for the next lot that I was going to kick up, and she was really enjoying herself. And I thought, oh my God, she's got it. She's found something that she really enjoys chasing. She was chasing leaves. There's no way she could have found the leaves that I kicked up, but she was really enjoying herself. And we had such a great energy and so much fun. And I started to feel this extra connection to the universe, to source energy, to everybody out there. And I just thought how wonderful it feels to be so connected, to know that I am connected in a good vibrational, energetic way with every single one of you out there. To know that every time a child laughs or somebody smiles or feels loved or feels happy or excited, I can tap into and be a part of that energy. I can draw from that energy. And that's such an amazing feeling of being connected and being at one with everybody. And yeah, there are negatives, but as I said, we're those negatives we're putting down. We're not focusing on the negatives. We're focusing on the good stuff. And that's what brings us more good stuff into our lives. So I was walking, I was dancing in the leaves. I was feeling so connected. And it felt as though every time I got this burst of good energy, it was like somebody else in the world was smiling, somebody else was laughing, somebody else was feeling excited and grateful and in a good high vibe energy. And I was absorbing that energy at the same time as they were releasing it. And it felt so amazing to be in that state. And although, I work on connecting with the universe, this actually came really effortlessly, even more so than, even through meditation. It was like a walking meditation. I felt so at one with the universe. And I really wanted to share that with you because, it could have been your energy yesterday that I was tapping into. Were you really happy? Were you excited about something? Were you in a really good mood? Did you feel really calm and peaceful and at one yesterday? And that allowed us to connect energetically. So if you tap into that, you have access to that too. So I want to really send you from my heart lots and lots of love because we are in this together and we are growing this year together. This year is our year of growth and wealth. This year, we are making a difference in the world and we are connecting energetically. I want you to really feel the love that's around you and the joy and the happiness that's out there for you to tap into at any time that you want. Just remember, every time you want to connect with the good vibe energy, you can do that. Just imagine people laughing or smiling or being excited. People, complete strangers, when you smile at them in the street, they're sending you a good high vibrational energy. Allow yourself to receive that. Allow this year to be your best year yet, to be your best year in your business, to be the best year in your life, with your relationships, with your health, with your happiness. Allow this year to open you up to new dreams and be open to receiving more abundance and more goodness from the universe. And remember, those negative baseballs, we do not want to be focusing on hitting them out of the park. We want to be putting them down and focusing purely on the positive baseballs, because they're the ones that we're going to hit into the future, and we are going to come across them as we're growing and going further into this year. Think of yourself on the baseline of 2022, and you're knocking those baseballs, those positive baseballs, into the year that's coming in front of you. And you want to be going out into each day, each week, each month, and finding positivity, finding happiness and joy and love and good vibes. So make sure you focus on those positive baseballs. If you're struggling to let the negativity go, to put those baseballs down, I have a free gift for you. It's my letting go meditation. It's one of my most popular meditations, and it's about releasing and letting go of negativity. And by doing this, you're allowing a space within you, a void that the universe doesn't like a void. So it's going to rush in and fill that with positivity. And that may be what you need right now. So I'll put a link to that in the show notes. If you want, you're welcome to have access to that. It's great for letting go of negativity and just put those damn baseballs down. We don't need that shit anymore. So I'm sending you lots of love today. I usually record this on the day before it goes live. So Thursday it would have been, but I'm recording this on Wednesday today because tomorrow's my birthday. So I'm taking the day off to be with my family, and I really need to get this message out to you. So that's why I'm recording it ahead of time. So I hope you enjoy your weekend. Maybe spend some time looking at those baseballs that you're carrying around and that you're focusing on, and seeing how many of the positives you can start working with. I'm sending you so much love, joy, happiness, good vibes, high energy, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for listening to the Happy, Inspired, Motivated podcast. I'll be back next week bringing more meditation, mindset, and motivation for your happy and successful life. To find out more about our community, go to tarachatzakis.com/happy, inspired, motivated.